John Bosco Wilderness Camp is a camp for youths aged 9 to 17. We help them experience the wilderness and God's nature. We have a lot of fun with them. We not only help them build character and build themselves, we help them relate with other people and build friendships that they'll keep for their entire lives.
Like if you just like nature, it's fun, and just like your friends in your group get to be like such good friends with you because you're always together.
Not only if you go up with a friend, like you can go up with somebody you know already, or you can go up alone and you will know for sure that you're gonna meet somebody else.
It's not, you don't get a cabin or anything, it's a tent, a sleeping bag, and food.
Well, you really get away from the city and stuff. There's no cell service, there's no wireless internet. You don't have access to television, a computer, or cell phone. And you might not like that at first, but I think it's great. You aren't distracted, you aren't continually having to update your status or tweet something.
This is an experience that you probably won't get anywhere else, right? A lot of the camps out there, they don't kind of go to the extremes that we do, you know? Lots of them have cabins, we have, you know, these big awesome tents. A lot of people, when they come in and visit, they're really surprised about how spread out the camp is, and that's what I love about it, because you'll be at a resource, but you're not, like, it's just your group, right? So you're with your group, and you don't get the distractions of, you know, the other group. So even though you're with your own separate group, you do get to interact with the other groups as well. And the fact that you get to go on this big out trip, I think, is a really big experience that a lot of people probably would never get, to go out into the bush with everything on your pack, with just, you know, 2 counselors to kind of, you know, trusting in them that they know what they're doing and where they're going, and the experience that you have out there with your group. You know, you'll never get that close to a bunch of kids that you met, you know, 10 days ago. It's just, yeah, the experience is awesome.
Ale is a 3-week out trip. There is 1 week of hiking, then another week of canoeing, then another week of hiking.
And you start with a 7-day hike. Our hike, we go around Narrow Hills Provincial Park, and we will hit up various campsites that have all been made by Bosco. Just very simple log campsites with stone fire pits. And then after that, we do a canoe trip, often the Sturgeon Weir, and then onto Amisk Lake.
They'll be picked up at the end of the week, dropped off at their canoeing destination. They canoe their route, then they're picked up after the end of that and dropped off again at the beginning of their last hike, and they hike back into camp.
My favorite activity would have to be archery. And that's because that's something that I personally don't get to do in everyday life. I don't own a bow or arrows, and that kind of thing are relatively expensive. So it's really fun to go down to the archery range and shoot arrows with the kids, and sometimes even win. That's always nice.
The John Bosco Relay. For your junior and intermediates, it's a bunch of little relays. They compete, each separate group competes against each other. They don't, like, there's not ever, in the junior and intermediate relays, there's never a clear winner. It's great to just cheer on each team and watch them all kind of have their little strengths and stuff like that. The senior relay is great. There's a big course set up, and all of the senior groups partake in doing a little bit of all of the camp resources all in one. You know, there's like an archery portion, there's a fire portion, a swimming portion, canoeing portion, orienteering portion, and they all, as a group, they decide who is going to do each part. There's a baton, and they start in one area and just go through everything and work as a team to try be the first one to ring the bell at the end. And it's great. I love watching it and seeing who dominates. It's great.
So when I came up as a camper, I came up as a junior about 12 years ago. And one of my best friends convinced me to come up. And back then, juniors was a 10-day long program. And I just had recently lost my father, so it was kind of a getaway, have fun type thing, start living life again. And when I came up here, for the first 2 days, I hated it. I hated this camp. I didn't like being away from home. I was scared, and I absolutely just wanted to go home so much that I begged. And my mother came and drove all the way up to camp. And when she got here, we were actually in liturgy at the time. And one of my counselors was like, come out, you know, like your mom's outside. I was like, no, I don't want to see my mom. I just totally forgot about home. I was having fun. I was finally in the Bosco spirit. Didn't want to leave. I went outside. My mom, my brother were standing by this tree. I went up to them. I was like, hi, go away, bye. went back inside and had fun, didn't think about them again.
Even myself, I've kept a lot of the friends I've met here over the 12 years. I've been going as a camper and a counselor, and I can say personally that this place has not only become part of my life, but it has changed me personally. And I find that a lot of the kids I counsel come back with that same attitude and that same feeling. And seeing that in someone where you see it change their life is just the best. And that's what I think St. John Bosco Camp does incredibly well.